Before the Great Flood, something unnatural walked the earth. Angels broke divine law, humanity was genetically corrupted, and giants ruled the world. What really happened in Genesis, and why was God forced to erase everything? Welcome to Peace in Jesus, where today we explore the most mysterious and controversial chapter hidden deep within the ancient book of Genesis. It is a story that has puzzled scholars for centuries, speaking of a time when the divine and the mortal dangerously collided. The scriptures tell us of the sons of God, interpreted by many as fallen angels, watching the earth from their celestial abode. These spiritual beings looked down upon the daughters of men and were captivated by a beauty that was forbidden to their kind. Driven by lust and curiosity, they made a decision that would alter the course of history and break the laws of creation. They abandoned their spiritual estate to inhabit physical bodies, crossing a boundary that God had set between the heavens and the earth. Humanity had never seen such beings before, possessing a charisma and power that instantly demanded the worship and attention of the people. They took wives for themselves, choosing whomever they pleased, initiating an unholy union that was never meant to exist in nature. This was not just a physical act, but a genetic corruption, mixing the pure human lineage with the seed of fallen angels. As time passed, the consequences of this rebellion grew within the womb, creating offspring that were physically superior but spiritually dark. Thus, the Nephilim were born into the world, a hybrid race that the Bible describes as the heroes of old, men of renown. They were not merely large humans, but entities of terrifying power, possessing knowledge and strength far beyond the understanding of mortal men. Inheriting the intellect of their angelic fathers, they introduced advanced technologies and forbidden secrets of warfare to a simple human society. The world began to change rapidly as these giants taught mankind the arts of destruction, seduction, and the manipulation of nature. They built colossal monuments and cities to glorify themselves, structures that some believe are the ruins we still puzzle over today. But their rule was not benevolent. They became tyrants who enslaved humanity, demanding total submission and treating people as mere cattle. The earth was filled with violence as their appetites became insatiable, consuming the resources of the earth and eventually devouring mankind. The corruption was absolute. Every inclination of the thoughts of the human heart was only evil all the time, influenced by darkness. Even the animal kingdom was not spared, as the natural order was twisted into grotesque forms to satisfy their curiosity and pride. The planet, once a paradise created for life, had become a chaotic theater of war, bloodshed, and unspeakable abominations against nature. The Creator looked down upon the world he had made, and his heart was filled with intense pain and regret. He saw that all flesh had corrupted its way upon the earth, and the purity of his original design was lost. God decided that he would wipe mankind from the face of the earth, along with the animals and the creatures that move. But amidst this universal darkness, there was one man who stood apart, a man who still walked faithfully with his God. Noah found favor in the eyes of the Lord, remaining blameless among the people of his time and keeping his bloodline pure. God revealed his plan to Noah, warning him of the coming flood that would destroy all life under the heavens. He was commanded to build an ark of cypress wood, a massive vessel designed to preserve the seed of life from destruction. For decades, Noah and his sons labored tirelessly, cutting timber and assembling the massive structure while the world watched and mocked. The giants and the corrupt people ridiculed the old man, unable to comprehend why anyone would build a ship far from the sea. Yet Noah did not waver. He continued his work with reverence, driven by a holy fear and trust in the Creator's word. Then, the time of grace came to an end as the skies turned black and a strange silence fell over the earth. To the astonishment of the onlookers, animals of every kind began to arrive, guided by the unseen hand of God into safety. Noah and his family entered the ark, carrying with them the hope of humanity, leaving behind a world that had chosen darkness. Then, the Lord himself shut them in, sealing the door and separating the righteous from the wicked for the coming judgment. The rain began to fall, not as a gentle shower, but as a torrential downpour that the earth had never witnessed before. The fountains of the great deep burst forth, and the floodgates of the heavens were opened, unleashing water from above and below. Panic ensued as the waters rose rapidly, swallowing the valleys and destroying the civilizations that the giants had built with such pride. Even the mighty Nephilim, with all their strength and stature, were powerless against the wrath of the Creator and the rising tides. The ark was lifted up high above the earth, floating securely on the surface of the deep, protected by God's hand. The waters prevailed exceedingly, covering all the high mountains, and every living that moved on the earth perished in the flood. The era of the giants was brought to a watery end. Their empire of corruption washed away to cleanse the earth of evil. Inside the vessel, there was safety and provision, a testament to the fact that God always provides a way of escape. Noah must have felt a heavy burden, knowing that he and his family were the sole survivors of a lost generation. After 150 days, God remembered Noah, and he made a wind blow over the earth, causing the waters to recede. The ark came to rest on the mountains of Ararat, marking the beginning of a new chapter for the human race. Noah sent out a dove to see if the water had dried up from the ground, waiting patiently for a sign. When the dove returned with an olive leaf, Noah knew that life had begun to bloom again on the renewed earth. Finally, the command came to leave the ark, and life spilled out once more to multiply and replenish the desolate world. The first act of Noah in this new world was worship, building an altar to thank the God who had saved them. In response, God established a covenant with humanity, setting a rainbow in the clouds as a promise of his mercy. It was a sign that never again would the waters become a flood to destroy all life, a seal of divine protection. Today, the story of the Nephilim serves as a fascinating glimpse into a forgotten history that archaeology still struggles to explain. But beyond the historical mystery, it carries a profound spiritual warning about the dangers of tampering with the divine order. Just as in the days of Noah, our world today is filled with violence, corruption, and a turning away from spiritual truth. The patterns of the past often repeat themselves, reminding us that progress without morality can lead to our own destruction. We must be wary of crossing boundaries that were meant to protect us, lest we invite consequences we cannot control. The story of the flood is not just about judgment. It is ultimately a story about grace and the possibility of salvation. God provided an ark for Noah, just as he provides a way for us to navigate the storms of our own lives. It teaches us that even when the whole world turns toward darkness, one person's faith can make a difference for generations. The earth was cleansed, and humanity was given a second chance to walk in harmony with the Creator and his creation. From Noah's sons, the nations were divided on the earth after the flood, spreading out to repopulate the vast lands. The Watchers were bound, and the cosmic order was restored, reminding us of the sovereignty that governs the universe above us. However, the spirit of rebellion is persistent, and the lessons of Genesis 6 remain relevant for us to ponder today. We are called to be vigilant, to guard our hearts, and to walk in integrity regardless of the culture around us. Let us cherish the purity of life and the natural order that has been gifted to us by a loving Creator. Like Noah, may we find the courage to stand for what is right, even if we have to stand alone. The mystery of the Nephilim and the Great Flood is a powerful testimony to history, judgment, and the enduring promise of redemption. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the deep past, uncovering the secrets that lie within the biblical text. What do you think about the Nephilim? Were they myths or historical figures? Share your thoughts in the comments section below. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and share it with friends who are fascinated by ancient mysteries. Don't forget to check out our other videos exploring history, theology, and the unexplained phenomena of our world's ancient past. Your support helps us continue to produce high-quality content and dig deeper into the stories that shape our human heritage. A special thanks to our community for your continued engagement and curiosity, making this channel a place for learning and discovery. We look forward to seeing you in our next video, where we will uncover more secrets hidden in the sands of time. Thank you for watching. Peace in Jesus. Remember to subscribe for more deep dives into ancient mysteries and biblical history. Goodbye.